Hey guys, this is Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Young Justice Invasion Season 2, Episode 13, called The Fix. And now with this episode we get to see Calder's mind is, how did he put in the episode, in ruins. So Artemis has to still be undercover but try to get Miss Martian's help. So this whole episode is her trying to get Miss Martian's help without everyone knowing that she's Artemis. I think she goes through some bumps in the road with this episode, but she pretty much does go unnoticed and get Miss Martian to help Caldor. And in the end of this episode, we get to see that Aqualad, he is like, he's starting to be repaired. And the problem with the end of this episode, not a problem in the episode, but the problem that Artemis has to face is that Black Manta said, you know what, yeah, after Miss Martian helps my son, we have to kill her. And, Artemis is like, perfect. And in her mind, she's like, perfect. So that's going to be something we're going to see in future episodes. We also get to see the Blue Beetle story arc, I guess, progress a little. We had a Blue Beetle whole episode last week, so now we're seeing him progress a little. And in the end of this episode, the Green Beetle, he helps the Blue Beetle to control his scarab. But I feel like that's a little bit too perfect. So definitely going to talk more about that. And also we get to see Superboy and Lagoon Boy. I'm not a big fan. They learn about the whole undercover thing. So little by little everyone's learning about Artemis being undercover, Miss Martian knowing, and all these fun stuff. So that's what happens in this episode. Again, it's a really big Artemis and Aqualad and Miss Martian episode, really. I'd say I really loved this episode. I've been really waiting for Artemis episode for a while, especially because it's been on hiatus, and Artemis is definitely my favorite character from the show. And I think her story arc right now is very interesting, and you have to really be on the edge of your seat with it, because you really don't know what's going to happen next. You don't. Because she could get caught at any moment. And I think the narration for that first scene, her saying, I can't even recognize myself in the mirror because I'm undercover, I think that's something also you have to, take to heart. You get to see in the beginning how much she's struggling doing all this, but she's doing it for her team. It's like, I had a perfect thing going with Wally. Like, why did I say yes so quickly to Nightwing to do this? So I think it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully she does survive this. I think someone will die in the end, and I really hope it's not Artemis. I really hope it's not Miss Martian. I don't think it will be Aqualad, but I do think someone's going to die in the end of this, because I feel like it's so tight right now, you know what I'm saying? Artemis definitely could get caught at any moment, and then if she needs, I don't know if it's going to be the next episode or episode after, but she needs to save Miss Martian somehow. But how's she not going to get discovered? She definitely was on her tiptoes in this episode. How's she not going to get discovered in future episodes? I think that's what I'm really interested in. And going into Aqualad's mind in this also was really great. We get to see Artemis as Artemis, old Artemis. So that's kind of fun. We really haven't seen Artemis as Artemis in a while, and I think that was really fun. And then seeing Miss Martian really struggle. You get to see, I think, the struggles of everybody in this episode. Miss Martian's still struggling over what she did to one of her best friends, and how could she repair this? And that's why she's not using her powers that much, because she's like, I did this to one of my best friends, I didn't mean to do it. So in the beginning of this season, she's so strong about this power, but once she sees how powerful this power is and how you could destroy somebody, now she's very beside herself, I'd say, and you see that a lot in this episode. And I think we get to see that most in, Caldor's mind. And when you're supposed to think, oh, this can't hurt me, she wanted to hurt her because she hurt her friend. And you get to see that. And also, again, you also get to see Aqualad. He's starting to rebuild his brain in this episode. I think that was definitely the best story. They got the longest story in this episode. And I really can't wait to see that, develop more. And I really hope we get to see Artemis and, Aqualad join the Young Justice part of the team and, lead the undercover work. I hope that does happen soon, because I do enjoy that story, and yes, you're very on the edge of your seat because you don't know what's going to happen next, but I would like to see, because we don't know if this show's going to get canceled in season 3, just because of the signs, and I really hope it doesn't, but I would really like to see them on the team before, the show does end. I don't think I really can't say if the show is going to end, but, who knows if the show's going to get renewed. So I would really like to see them on the team as themselves before the season ends, I would say. So I really want to see that. I thought this episode was really good. I'm glad that Superboy's in the mix now, and we get to see a little bit of their relationship, and I'm sure that's going to develop as seasons go on, but they need to kind of have some, some moments with that to kind of build it up. And I'm glad they're doing that. And then you get to see Miss Martian distancing herself, from Lagoon Boy. So I think that is happy for me. I'm just happy that Lagoon Boy is kind of getting out of the picture. And you get to see she still does care for Superboy. Superboy still cares for her. And then Superboy being a little upset with Nightwing in that. I definitely think that was very... very reasonable. I think he was reasonable about the whole situation. It's like, I trust you, but it wasn't right that you hid everything from us. So, I think he took it the best way possible. What else happened in this episode? There's some funny parts in this episode. We get to see the Green Beetle. He tries to smile. I thought that was pretty funny. And that was towards the beginning of this episode. And the whole Reach commercial thing, I was like, oh, where did that come from? It was pretty funny, and I'm sure that'll be on Tumblr or something. I don't go on Tumblr that much, but I know Young Justice is big on Tumblr. So I'm sure that will be there. But I think those are 2 funny parts in this episode. And this episode, I have to say, is one of the best episodes of the season. Again, just getting into these characters' minds, and literally getting into these characters' minds. And with that cliffhanger, it's kind of a cliffhanger, but not a big cliffhanger, but you definitely want to see more and see exactly what will happen with Miss Martian. And will a kid show go so far to killing somebody? I mean, technically they already did, and I don't think Young Justice really takes himself as a kid show. They take themselves as an animated show that, is on Cartoon Network, but I think they will do some risk, they will have some, I think they could kill someone off. And they already did it with Artemis, technically, even though she didn't really die, and maybe they won't show it or whatever, but I think they could definitely do it. So it could be very interesting to see that. I think that's something that will happen. And, I like seeing, Slade in this Deathstroke. That was pretty fun. Even though we got to see him in action at least. And I think we're going to see him a lot more with the whole Black Manta group and the whole Reach thing going on. I think we will see him a little bit more. And I think he's always a fun villain to see. So I rate this 5 stars. Again, this is more of a character-driven episode. And if you like Artemis, Miss Martian, and Aqualad, I think you're going to really like this episode. Again, I'm a big Artemis fan, so that's why I really enjoyed this one. And I just can't wait to see how these stories develop. And I'm sure, maybe 3 episodes down the line, we're going to see these stories really develop quickly. Because we're getting towards the end of the season, middle, and we're in the middle-ish, but towards the end. So I'm sure these stories are going to develop a little bit more. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about this? Are you interested in the whole Blue Beetle thing? One thing I want to mention about the Blue Beetle thing, actually, before I go. I feel like it was a little bit too perfect with the Blue Beetle thing. I feel like he's like, oh, I could control everything. Oh, everything's fine. Yeah, I think that was a little bit too perfect of an ending. Something wrong's gonna happen. And I have this gut feeling that, yes, the Green Beetle's like, oh, I'm an open book. I have all the cards on the table. I feel like they're mentioning that so much that he is gonna be a traitor. And I just have this gut feeling that's gonna happen. So that's just my prediction. I think he is a traitor, and I think this has something to do with Blue Beetle and the whole thing in the future. So I think that ending was a little bit too perfect in this episode. So yeah, tell me your thoughts on the comments below. What do you think about the Blue Beetle thing? What do you think about the Superboy thing? And of course the Big Air story, Miss Martian, Artemis, and everything that happened in this episode. And I will be doing a review for Young Justice next week, and I'll be doing Young Justice reviews until every episode has aired, So next Saturday we'll have our Young Justice review around this time also, maybe a little earlier. Did have this review up a little late, probably will have a little earlier, but definitely not like right after the episode airs. I'm not awake then, so I usually DVR it. But tell me in the comments below what you thought. This is Comic Uno, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.